Hello everybody and welcome back to the 97 English course. In today's recording we're going to be going over Unit 4, Science and Nature. So let's start as always with the key vocabulary. I'll say the words, let it load here. Alright, now say after me, get that pronunciation better. Here we have color words, nature words, and let's get right into it. Black, blue, brown, color, green, gray, orange, pink, red, white, yellow. Nature words now. Cloud, cold, fruit, grass, hot, leaves, sand, sky, snow, sun, tree. Living things. Animal, bear, bird, chimpanzee, fish, gorilla, horse, human being, insect, kangaroo, monkey, plant, tortoise. Okay, that was simple enough. Now let us move on to lesson 1, listening. Let me just zoom in for you guys, and I want you to take a look at these pictures right here. Like, just think for a second. What do you see? Here you go. So we have, really great animals here, and we have a great sunrise, I think. So let us move to the listening now. So exercise A, listen and point. Okay, so listen to some words, point to the items. Okay, so there are a few items basically inside every picture that we're gonna hear, and just point to them on your book. Alright, so let me open the audio. Okay, here we go. Ready?
53. Unit 4, Science and Nature. Lesson 1, Listening. Exercise A1. Listen to some words. Point to the items. Some items are in 2 or 3 pictures.
Sky, sun, sand, mountains, snow, clouds, grass, trees, an animal, animals, birds.
Okay, that was simple enough. Now let's listen to it again, but this time I'll be pointing to it with my cursor, okay?
53. Science and Nature. Lesson 1, Listening. Exercise A1. Listen to some words. Point to the items. Some items are in 2 or 3 pictures.
Sky, sun, sand, mountains, snow, clouds, grass, trees, an animal, animals, birds.
Okay, that was simple enough. Now, listen to some sentences and point to the items. Okay, so now we're going to be listening to some sentences instead of just words. And it's also in the pictures, okay? So, let's go.
54. Exercise A2. Listen to some sentences. Point to the items.
The sky is blue. The sun is hot today. The sand is orange. The trees are green. The snow is cold. The grass is green. The clouds are white. The sky is grey.
Okay, that was easy. Now let's listen to it again, but this time, like the previous one, I'll be marking it with my cursor, okay?
54. Listen to some sentences. Point to the items.
The sky is blue. The sun is hot today. The sand is orange. The trees are green. The snow is cold. The grass is green. The clouds are white. The sky is grey.
Okay, that was simple. Now let us move on. Oops, give me a second. Okay, now it says on exercise B, listen and find. Okay, so for example, find something yellow. Right, just let us open this. Okay, so we have the same pictures. We're going to be working with the same pictures, and he wants us to find some stuff. So for example, find something yellow, probably the sand, not too sure, we'll see. Alright, let's go.
55. Exercise B. Listen and find.
Find something yellow. Find something orange. Find something white. Find something black. Find something green. Find something brown. Find something blue. Find something grey. Find something red.
Okay. Now let's listen to it one more time and then we'll move on.
55. And find.
Find something yellow. Find something orange. Find something white. Find something black. Find something green. Find something brown. Find something blue. Find something grey. Find something red.
Alright, now let's move on. So now listen and answer. Exercise C. So for example, picture 1, what color is the sky? So he's going to be asking us a question now, so we'll have to listen to the questions and try and answer, you know, what he wants, something, if he wants something specific from the picture or not. Okay, here we go.
'56. Exercise C. Listen and answer.
Picture 1. What colour is the sky? Picture 2. What colour is the snow? Picture 3. What colour are the clouds? Picture 4. What colour are the birds? Picture 5. What colour are the horses? What colour is the sand in picture 1? What colour is the animal in picture 3?
Okay, now I'm gonna play it again, but in that brief, 1 to 2 second window that you saw, I'll be saying the color name, so you'll hear my voice as well as the audio. Okay, here we go.
56.
Picture 1. What colour is the sky?
Yellow.
Picture 2. What colour is the snow?
White.
Picture 3. What colour are the clouds?
Grey.
Picture 4. What colour are the birds?
Pink.
Picture 5. What colour are the horses?
Brown.
What colour is the sand in picture 1?
Orange.
What colour is the animal in picture 3?
White. Alright, that was fun. Now let us move on. Or actually, before we do, I wanted to, show you guys something regarding numbers here. Or not numbers, sorry. We have colors, okay? I'm gonna go over, some of the colors in English and how to pronounce them. Here we have the pronunciation. I'll obviously be reading it for you. So let's get right into it. Red, pink, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, black, white, gray, brown, beige, light green, dark green, navy blue, turquoise, hot pink, neon green, silver, and gold. Okay, these are the numbers right here. Feel free to pause and rewind if you want to improve that pronunciation, or if you simply want to take a look at the colors and how they're pronounced, or how they're spelled, sorry. Right, so let us go. Here we have some colors, and here we have some numbers, and we're just gonna simple matching. Okay, so 1 is obviously D. D is pink. 2, here we have F is green, so F. Number 3 is H, brown. 4 is gray, which is I, so 4I. 5, C. C is black. 6 will be B. B is yellow, so 6B. We have 7, G. G is white, okay. 8, J. J is orange. 9, E. E is red. And finally, 10 is A. A is blue, okay? Alright, moving on. So, to talk about their favorite colors, people say, for example, I like, and color, I love color, my favorite color is, or dash is my favorite color. So for example, let's say, I like red, for example, I'd say, I like red. I like black. I love pink, okay? I love yellow. My favorite color is brown. Or I could say, beige is my favorite color, okay? You got the idea. So let us go. So what color, asking about the colors of objects, so what color is or are singular or plural, okay? So what color is your car here? Or what color is your tie, okay? Here we have what color are his eyes. Okay, what color are his trousers? Now let us move on to the seasons. And this one's a little bit different, but related to the pictures that just showed, that we just saw. So obviously we have 4 seasons in a year. Okay, simple stuff. We usually start with winter, right? Or at least that's how I like to start it. Winter, spring, summer, and fall. Okay? Now let us go. So I wanted to ask you guys a few questions. So what is your favorite season, by the way? I know mine is probably winter because it's cold, and in Saudi Arabia, it's hot almost all year. So having winter gives that breeze of fresh air, or cold air, I should say, and it's different. I enjoy it because of that. The rest of the year is always so high temperature-wise, so that's why I enjoy. What about you? Tell me why you like, let's say, winter or summer, for example, or spring or fall. Okay. And second question is, what do you do in the different seasons? Okay, so I'd like for you to explain to me, or a partner or a classmate, you know, how do your activities change based on the seasons? I mean, for me personally, I know I don't go out that much during the summer, even though it's my vacation, but I don't, simply because it's, you know, you feel like you're being burned alive when you go outside in the summer. But when it's winter, sometimes, you know, I go outside more. I could go to the gym. I go to school during the winter, so that's also considered. And during spring is where, you know, it's a good balance between both. I don't stay at home too much, and I don't go out too much as well. But I'm an introvert by heart, so, you know, all year I'm mostly inside anyway, except maybe for spring. So yeah, let's move on. So what's your favorite season now? Like I said, simple question. My favorite season is, and you could go with one of the four depending on what you like and how your activities are based on. Or you could say I like and your season of choice, right? So what do you do in your favorite season? We already said that. Okay, so yeah, this is the one where, yeah, this is a little bit an extra activity of what we just said. So make a list of things you can do in good weather and things you can do in bad weather, and compare your list with a partner. So, you know, you and, you know, a classmate, for example, could have two lists and you compare them. So for example, let's say if I want to compare two lists with myself here. So good weather, go to the beach. Bad weather, watch TV. Good weather, I'd probably go shopping. Bad weather, play video games. Guilty pleasure, guys. Okay, now let's say something else. For example, good weather, I'll probably hit the gym. Okay, bad weather, I'll probably just sleep in and avoid going to the gym. Okay, and that is just, you know, simple activity. Do it, have fun with it, and let's keep going. Right, so page 2 here. Let me zoom in for you guys. Okay, so exercise D, look and read. And here we have some matching, and then we'll listen to 57 to listen and check. Okay, so let us just listen to it first and then we'll match, okay? Like I said before, you guys, I'll let you guys listen for the first time, and or just the first time, and I'll do the activity the second time. Here we go.
57. Exercise D2. Listen and check.
Picture 1. What is it?
It is snow.
What colour is it?
It is white.
Picture 2. What are they?
They're clouds.
What colour are they?
They're black.
Picture 3. What is it?
It is grass.
What colour is it?
It is green.
Picture 4. What is it?
It is the sun.
What colour is it?
It is yellow.
Picture 5. What are they?
They are trees.
What colour are they?
They are brown.
Picture 6. What is it?
It is sand.
What colour is it?
It is orange.
Alright, that was easy. Now let's listen to it again, but this time I will be solving the activity. Okay, here we go.
What is it?
It is snow.
What colour is it?
It is white.
Picture 2. What are they?
They're clouds.
What colour are they?
They're black.
Picture 3. What is it?
It is grass.
What colour is it?
It is green.
Picture 4. What is it?
It is the sun.
What colour is it?
It is yellow.
Picture 5. What are they?
They are trees.
What colour are they?
They are brown.
Picture 6. What is it?
It is sand.
What colour is it?
It is orange.
Right, guys, that was simple enough. So number 1 is snow, it's white. 2, black clouds. 3, green grass. The sun, yellow. Trees, brown or green as well. And sand is orange. Now let's check our answers here. And boom, 6 out of 6. Let's go. Right, so now let us move on here. Or actually, I think we're done. We could just listen and tick the words with the I sound. So let's do that.
'60. Skills check. Listen. Tick the words with E.
Tree. Blue. Green. He. Grey. Sea. She. We. Listen.
Okay, so it's not that I sound. Apparently I made a mistake. It was that E sound, right? So now I'm gonna let you guys listen to it again, but this time I'll be ticking the words with that E sound. Okay? Here we go.
'60. Skills check. Listen. Tick the words with E.
Tree. Blue. Green. He. Grey. Sea. She. We. Listen.
Great. That was simple enough. Now let's check our answers, and boom, we got all of them correct. Alright, I'll see you guys in the speaking section. Alright everybody, so now moving on to lesson 2, speaking. Exercise A. Look at the drawings, and here we have some questions. And here we have a few pictures of certain shapes and diagrams here. So let us check out what he wants. Okay, so look at the drawings and how many red squares. So let's check the drawings. We have a few squares here. And actually, before I start this, I wanted to show you guys some shapes here. So these are the basic shapes. These are the very simple basic shapes. Here we have a circle, a triangle, a square, a rhombus, oval, rectangle, star, hexagon, pentagon, octagon. And the difference between these three is the number of lines. That's it, okay? So hexagon, pentagon, octagon, right? Right, now let's go back and see what he wants. So red squares, let's check out the diagrams here and the shapes. Okay, so we did find a red square here. We have one. Anything else? No. Okay, so we'll just write 1 here beside it, okay? And 2, do we have any gray squares? Yeah, we do have a lot. So let us check first down here. Okay, so there's nothing down here. Okay, so here we have some gray squares here. So 1, and this small one here. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 6 gray squares. Alright, so 1 red square, 6 gray squares. Right, now black squares, number 3. Right, so here we have 48 squares. I had to double check that just to make sure. Okay, and here we have 1 black square, so total is 49 black squares. Okay, now let's check green circles. Okay, so finally something that's not a square. Here we have, here we have a few green circles here. Let's check if we have any other. Is this considered a green circle? You know what? We'll consider it a green circle, okay? Let's just count these first. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and let's consider this one too, so 16. So 16 green circles, okay? So one red square, right? And it was how many gray squares? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 gray squares, 49 black squares, and 16 green circles. All right? Now let's listen to exercise B here. Alright, so he's gonna give us this audio right here. It'll have he'll give us hints about a certain, diagram of these, and we're gonna have to guess. So I'll just let it play the first time, and then I'll do it the second time. Here we go.
61. Lesson 2. Speaking. Exercise B. Listen. Which drawing is it?
A. The drawing has lots of squares. They are all black. It has grey lines between the black squares. It has white circles at the corner of the squares. B. The drawing has 4 squares. Each square has another square in the middle. 2 large squares are grey, 1 is black and 1 is white. All the small squares are grey. C. There are 3 circles. They are brown. The circles have a small section missing. D. The drawing has 2 main circles. There are other circles around these 2 main circles. The circles around one circle are small. The circles around the other circle are large. E. The drawing has 2 squares. One square has coloured squares, red, light blue, violet, and yellow. One square is white. There is a black circle in the middle of each square.
Alright, so now let's listen to it again, but this time I want you guys to, label according to the alphabet set in the audio. So for example, if she says A and then, she proceeds to explain a diagram, you can just put A beside the number of the diagram. Alright, here we go.
61. Lesson 2. Speaking. Exercise B. Listen. Which drawing is it?
A. The drawing has lots of squares. They are all black. It has grey lines between the black squares. It has white circles at the corner of the squares. B. The drawing has 4 squares. Each square has another square in the middle. 2 large squares are grey, 1 is black and 1 is white. All the small squares are grey. C. There are 3 circles. They are brown. The circles have a small section missing. D. The drawing has 2 main circles. There are other circles around these 2 main circles. The circles around one circle are small. The circles around the other circle are large. E. The drawing has 2 squares. One square has coloured squares, red, light blue, violet, and yellow. One square is white. There is a black circle in the middle of each square.
Alright, That was easy enough. Now let's move on. So he wants us to work in pairs and talk about each drawing. So I like the exact way that you heard the audio, you know, just giving information about a drawing. What can you see? So let's say, you know, for me, for example, if I'll take these here, diagram number 5, I'll probably say 3 circles in every corner resembling a triangle, right? Because see this is a triangle, okay? And a small section of each circle is gone. Okay? Something like that. So just pause the video and go over each diagram and see, you know, what kind of information can you try to tell someone if he wants to understand this diagram better. Okay? Now let's go to 2. Choose a drawing and describe it. Can your partner identify the drawing? So basically what you want to do here is also pause the video, okay? And for example, pick a drawing, right? And without giving away too much details, just, you know, try to explain it to him briefly and let him try and guess, you know, what the diagram is, okay? So I could probably say, here we have, I'll probably say, just to mess, you know, with my classmates, I'll probably say one big rectangle, you know, cut in half with 2 black dots on each side, and one side has 4 extra squares. That's probably all I would say, and they have to guess, you know, the colors and if they're able to identify the diagram itself, right? So now let us move on. Right. So here we have on exercise D, you are going to hear a conversation about drawing 2. Look at the drawing. What can you see? Now listen. We're going to listen and read, and then this is obviously a script, so we're going to be listening while reading the script, and finally we'll listen and answer. So you're going to hear a conversation about drawing 2. Okay, so let us go back to drawing 2 here. This is drawing 2, by the way, the one with the black squares and the white circle corners and the gray lines, right? So we're gonna go back to that, or actually we can just go here and it'll pop right up. Here we go. Right, so I just told you guys what we just saw. So black squares, alright, white circles and gray lines. Now let us listen.
62. Exercise D2. Listen.
Look at this drawing.
Which drawing?
This one. Number 2. What can you see?
I can see black squares.
What else can you see?
There are lines. What is this colour?
It's grey.
How do you say the word?
Grey.
Grey. OK. There are grey lines.
Anything else?
Oh yes. I can see white circles.
How many circles are there?
There are... I can't count them. They change from white to black. I don't understand. Why do they do that?
Alright guys, so obviously this unit is heavily involved with shapes and colors. So always, if you want to go back, you know, I talked about colors with in more detail in the previous lesson, so or in the listening section, so you can always go back for a refresher if you ever feel like it and then come back, alright? So now let us listen and read the script, alright? So focus on the script while reading, or while listening, sorry.
63. Exercise D3. Listen and read.
Look at this drawing.
Which drawing?
This one. Number 2. What can you see?
I can see black squares.
What else can you see?
There are lines. What is this colour?
It's grey.
How do you say the word?
Grey.
Grey. OK. There are grey lines.
Anything else?
Oh yes. I can see white circles.
How many circles are there?
There are... I can't count them. They change from white to black. I don't understand. Why do they do that?
Alright, now finally, right, this is just a simple listen and answer. So basically, it's the same conversation, but there will be, you know, an extra 2-second window between the two people speaking. So you could either memorize it if you want, or just, you know, express what you genuinely see in the picture. So I'll play it, and I'll bring up the picture here, and whatever you feel comfortable you can do, but try to be generic, you know. Don't say the same answers. Try your best to find extra information to add in that 2-second window. Okay, here we go.
64. Exercise D4. Listen and answer.
Look at this drawing.
Which drawing?
This one. Number 2. What can you see?
I can see black squares.
What else can you see?
There are lines. What is this colour?
It's grey.
How do you say the word?
Grey.
Grey. OK. There are grey lines.
Anything else?
Oh yes. I can see white circles.
How many circles are there?
There are... I can't count them. They change from white to black. I don't understand. Why do they do that?
Alright, now let us move on here. Right, so now exercise F, let me zoom in for you guys. Right, so he wants us to look at drawing 4 and conversation 2. Okay, so let us go back to drawing 4 here. Where is it? Okay, so it's this one, the one with the 2 squares and the colors on 1 square, right? So now he wants us, you know, what can you see in drawing 4? Okay, so what do you guys see? I want you to just pause the video right now and, you know, tell me, what do you see? Right? What do you see? What can you explain if I show you this drawing right here? So for me, I see 4 squares inside of a triangle that's cut in half. Okay, we have a red square, a blue square, a violet square, and a yellow square, and we have a black dot in the middle. Okay, and then we have a big white square here with a black circle in the middle. Alright, so this was me personally. I hope you were able to get the same, or at least close to it. Okay, so make sentences about drawing number 4. Okay, so I could probably say, if I'm gonna make some sentences, I'll probably say, no, this is a red square. Okay, and one more sentence is, there are 4 squares. Okay, and I could also say, there are 2 black dots. Right? Okay, so now listen and check your sentences. Okay, so now let us listen and check our sentences here. Here we have conversation 2. Alright, let's go.
65. Exercise F3. Listen and check your sentences.
Look at this drawing.
Which drawing?
This one. Number 4. What can you see?
I can see 4 squares.
What colour are they?
1 square is red, 1 is blue, 1 is yellow, and... what colour is that?
It's violet.
How do you say the word?
Violet.
Violet. Okay. And 1 square is white.
What else can you see?
There is a black circle in the middle of the coloured squares, and there's a black circle in the middle of the white square.
Alright, so we know that our sentences are correct now because we looked at the same diagram. So now he wants us to listen and follow the instructions. So he's going to give us a few instructions. I'll let it play first and I'll see if I have to play it again or not. Here we go.
66. Exercise F4. Listen and follow the instructions.
OK. Cover the white square.
Yes.
Look at the black circle in the middle of the coloured squares.
OK. What next?
No. Look for 30 seconds.
Right.
OK. Now cover the coloured squares. Look at the black circle in the middle of the white square. What can you see?
I can see... Oh! I can see colours. I can see 4 coloured squares. Blue, orange or red, yellow and... What is the name of the colour?
Violet.
That's amazing! Why does that happen?
Okay, so it was basically a vision trick, so just something fun. Instructions. Now let us move on to this pronunciation check here, because I think this is important. And it's really simple actually. So basically when you're talking in negative or saying negatives, we often write negatives as 2 words. But when we say or speak negatives, we use it as 1 word. So for example, when I'm writing, I can say is not, are not, do not, does not, cannot. This is obviously formal writing, okay? But when you're speaking, you have, you know, a little more freedom, right? You don't necessarily have to say it is not. I can say it isn't, okay? Are not. If I want to talk about people, for example, if they're not going to show up, so I don't really say they are not coming. I say they aren't coming, right? That just you have a lot more freedom to work with. Do not do that. Don't do that. Okay? Does not, doesn't. So instead of saying, you know, when I'm speaking, he does not know how to fight, I could say he doesn't know how to fight. Okay? It just makes things a lot more smooth and simple. Cannot, can't. Okay? So when you're writing, is not, are not, you know, no apostrophe. But speaking, just, you know, put it together, right? Alright guys, I'll see you in the next one. Alright everybody, welcome back. Lesson 3, vocab and pronunciation. Let's just dive right in. So here we have pictures of living things here. Here we have insects, human beings, animals, you know, different animals and fish and stuff. So now let us go to exercise A. Look at the words in the photographs. Okay, so here we have basically words for each photograph here, and we're gonna have to line them together. Okay, so we have bird, fish, giraffe, horse, human being, insect, kangaroo, monkey, tortoise. And I'll let you guys listen to this again with an audio, but let us solve this first. So let us go here. Okay, and here we have a good look at the pictures. Now let us match the words and the photographs. So number 1 is bird. Here we have bird. This is also called a flamingo, by the way. So it's a type of bird. So number 7 will be bird. Number 2, fish. So it'll be, here we have fish. So 5 is fish. Okay? This guy looks like Nemo. I'm just kidding. Okay. Giraffe. Here is a giraffe, you know, the animal with the really long neck and really long legs. Just basically a tall animal. Wow. Okay, so 4 will be giraffe. Then we have horse. This is really simple. Where's the horse? Here's the horse. Number 3. Okay, and finally us, human being. 8. Here you can see this lovely lady over here. So 8 is human being. Insect. Insect, probably the only insect here is a butterfly. So insect will be number 1. Is it number 1? Yep, number 1. Then we have kangaroo. You know, kangaroo, that animal that always hops and cannot walk or run. He always has to hop. So 9 is kangaroo. Boom. Monkey. You know, monkeys, they like to climb trees, so monkeys is number 2. So monkey is number 2. And finally, tortoise. So here we have tortoise is number, what was that? 6? Yeah, okay. Here we have 6. Right, let's check our answers. Check answers. And we got 9 out of 19 for some reason, but they're all correct, so I don't know, I think this is a glitch or something. Right, so now I'm gonna let you listen to the words again, but this time, you know, a different kind of stress, you know, based obviously on the British pronunciation. Right, so you heard mine, now hear the audio. Here we go.
67. Lesson 3. Vocabulary and Pronunciation. Exercise A2. Listen and mark the stress.
Bird. Fish. Giraffe. Horse. Human being. Insect. Kangaroo. Monkey. Tortoise.
All right, you can see quite the difference, right? But you know, just follow whatever you like better. Right, so now after listening and marking the stress, let us, you know, he wants us to describe the living things in the photographs and use the adjectives in the box. So here we have a few adjectives: big, small, fast, tall, and he wants us to describe some of the living things in the photographs. And here we have example. So for example, fish can swim and some fish can fly. I have never in my life heard that before, that fish can fly. That is just weird. Okay? And horses can't climb trees. True, horses are not monkeys. So now let us try to use the adjectives here. So I could say, we have butterflies, right? So butterflies are beautiful. Okay? Butterflies are beautiful. Kangaroos are fast, right? And we have, here we have birds. Do we have fly? Oh, we don't. Okay. So we could say, what do we have here? We could say horses are strong. Okay. Giraffes are tall, right? Because giraffes are freakingly tall. Okay. And we could say, fish are small. Some fish are ugly. Okay? Because some fish are really ugly. So, you know, just getting the vibe here from the fish can swim, some fish can fly, I could say, you know, fish are small, some fish are ugly. Obviously, not all fish, you know, fish are classified into different categories, but just, we're talking about in general here from the photographs. We could also, you know, yeah. Turtles are big, some turtles are small. Okay? A turtle is just like a tortoise, by the way. It's just the only difference is one lives near the water and one lives just simply on land anywhere. So that's really the only difference. Alright, so let us move on. These were, you know, this was just a really simple exercise. You can pause if you and complete it if you want, but for now these are enough. Okay. So make sentences about living things. Use can/can and verb phrases from the box. Okay. So here's the pronunciation check before we start. So stress with can, and we usually don't stress the can or can itself. We stress the verb. Okay, so the verb after is what we stress, especially in British English. Okay, so horses can run fast. Okay, monkeys can't talk. Alright, simple enough. So make sentences about living things, use can, and verb phrases from the box. Okay, so I can say birds can fly. Fish can swim. Human beings can walk. Okay? Human beings can carry heavy things. That was probably not necessary at all. Okay? Human beings can talk. I could say kangaroos can jump. And I could say, for example, turtles can't see colors. I stressed that can't there just to show you that I was saying the T and not a normal can. Okay? I could say human beings can't fly. Right? Horses can carry heavy things. Okay? Human beings can talk, like I said before. Right? That was simple enough. Now, let us move on. And this looks really fun. We get to talk about bears. I like bears. Okay. So find the best way to complete each sentence, and then we're gonna listen and check. Okay, so let's try actually just based on the pictures here. Let's try and guess it, and then we'll listen and check again. Okay. So here we have grizzly bears are, and we have a few options here. 1,000 grizzly bears in North America. Gray, dark brown, or black. It's obviously one is done. Number one is done for us, so grizzly bears are gray, dark brown, or black. And just look at the picture for help. Okay? And we have, there are only about 1,000 grizzly bears in North America. Grizzly bears in Mexico today. 700 kilos or strong. And I think the one best fitting is 2. So 1,000 grizzly bears in North America. Okay, number 3. There aren't any, or actually, hold on. This will be much better. Give me a second. Right, I think this one's much better. So here I can actually solve it for you guys. So grizzly bears are gray, dark brown, or black. So I'll just put this one right here. There are only about strong 700 kilos, 1,000 grizzly bears in North America, or grizzly bears in Mexico today. So I'll probably say there are only about 1,000 grizzly bears in North America. I think this one best fits. Okay, there aren't any 700 kilos strong or grizzly bears in Mexico City. Obviously, grizzly bears in Mexico City. They are very strong. This one is just suits. Some bears are about 700 kilos. Alright, now let's go to section B. Grizzly bears eat in the mountains of Alaska and Canada, human beings, fish, insects, grass, and leaves, or in groups. Okay, so number 1 will be grizzly bears eat, I would say fish, insects, grass, and leaves, just based on the picture that I saw. That dude is just biting a fish, so it's obvious they really like fish. Number 2, grizzly bears live, I would say in the mountains of Alaska and Canada. Again, look at the pictures, they can really help. Okay, so grizzly bears don't live probably in groups, because I'm not gonna say grizzly bears don't live human beings, and simply they don't like us, man. They don't like human beings. And I guess they're right. Anyway, section C. 1. They can be to 30 years old trees at 6 kilometers per hour or 2 meters tall. So I'd probably say they can be 2 meters tall. Here we go. Wait, so you're telling me that a tree can handle a 700 kilo bear? Wow. Okay. Okay, so grizzly bears can climb trees. Yeah, climb. They can run at 60 kilometers per hour, and finally they can live to 30 years old. Now let us check our answers. Or actually, before we do, let us actually just go and listen first, just to make sure. Okay, and then we'll check. Here we go.
68. Exercise B. Listen and check.
Section A.
1. Grizzly bears are grey, dark brown, or black. 2. There are only about 1,000 grizzly bears in North America. 3. There aren't any grizzly bears in Mexico today. 4. They are very strong. 5. Some bears are about 700 kilos.
Section B.
1. Grizzly bears eat fish, insects, grass and leaves. 2. Grizzly bears live in the mountains of Alaska and Canada. 3. Grizzly bears don't live in groups. 4. They don't like human beings.
Section C.
1. They can be 2 meters tall. 2. Grizzly bears can climb trees. 3. They can run at 60 kilometers per hour. 4. They can live to 30 years old.
Alright, so I think we got all of them correct. Let us check to make sure. Yep, 13 out of 13. Right, perfect. That was simple enough. Now, let's move on. Boop, boop. So, okay. Exercise C. Say the words in the box. Find pairs of words with the same underlined vowel sounds. Okay, so this is interesting. Okay, so the words are not going to be necessarily, they're not going to necessarily rhyme, but they'll have that same vowel sound. So for example, if I say bear and square, okay, this one kind of rhymes, but yeah, you know, they're not all the same. Let me play the audio first, okay? I'll play it, and I won't say a thing. You guys can do it on your own, and then I'll play it again while solving it. Here we go.
69. Exercise C2. Listen and check.
Bear. Square. Eat. Trees. Bird. Circle. Strong. Hot. Live. Fish. Human. Group. Climb. Like.
Okay, now let's listen to it again, and this time I'll be solving it.
69. Exercise C2. Listen and check.
Bear. Square. Eat. Trees. Bird. Circle. Strong. Hot. Live. Fish. Human. Group. Climb. Like.
Okay, I hope you're able to get the idea here. He basically just wants the same, that vowel sound. So for example, eat, trees. You see, it doesn't exactly rhyme, but eat, that same E is in trees, so eat, trees. Okay? Bird, circle. Bird, that same I makes the same sound. That's what he wants, that same sound in the middle. Strong, hot. Live, fish. Live, fish. Okay? Now let us check our answers. And boom, 7 out of 7. Okay, let's go. Alright, so now he wants us to talk about grizzly bears. So, covered the sentences above. How much information can you remember? Okay. So without going back, let me just at the top of my head, basically. And before I do that, I'd like for you to pause the video and write a few sentences about grizzly bears based on the information that we wrote in the exercise. Okay? But so for me now, I'll probably say grizzly bears eat fish, insects, and leaves. Okay? I could probably also say they can live to 30 years old. Okay? Grizzly bears can climb trees. And I think I also remember something about, yeah, they are very strong. and some bears are about 700 kilos. Okay, so these are a few sentences. You can switch them up. You don't need to write them exactly like me. Just try to get your own information from the exercise above. Okay, so here we have exercise E. Listen and write, do the sums. So I'm guessing he's gonna give us, you know, numbers and just simple mathematics, I guess. Here we go.
70. Exercise E. Listen and write. Do the sums.
1. 11 and 21. 2. 18 and 8. 3. 18 and 80. 4. 23 and 19. 5. 33 and 27. 6. 57 and 42. 7. 66 and 18. 8. 84 and 12.
Alright, so we got the numbers. It was pre-written here actually. So now let's just solve it. This is really easy. So 11 plus 21, that is gonna be 32. We have 18 plus 8, that will be 26. Now 18 plus 80 will be 98, just 2 off 100. And then we have 23 plus 19 will be 42. So 42 here. Then next is 33 plus 27 will be 60. 57 plus 42 will be, oh wow, 99. And then we have 66, oh, my bad. So 66 plus 18 will be 84. And finally, we have 84 plus 12, and I think that will be around 96. Yeah, 96. Okay, let's check our answers. Hope for the best. Boom, we got it. Alright, that was good. Now, so, okay, so write 5 sums and do the sums. You already did all of them. Work in pairs, so dictate your sums to your partner and do your partner's sums. So for example, if you want to try it with different sums and your partner gives you different sums and you do it, that's cool. But other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Alright everybody, now moving on to the reading section of this unit. Exercise A here. What can you see in figure 1 on page 59? So here we have page 59, and I'll zoom in a second for you guys. Look at the text in the blue box. So before we go here, we're just gonna read this blue box. Okay, so let me zoom in for you guys. Okay, let's start. There are 7 colors in figure 1. There are also 7 letters. There are 2 circles in the drawing. There is 1 square. There are no triangles. R means red. B means black. The drawing is called a figure. From the figure, we can learn about making colors with ink. For example, blue and yellow make green. Red and yellow make orange. Blue and red make yellow. Alright, now that we read that, he wants to know how many sentences are in this small paragraph here. So, you know what? Let's count them. There are 7 colors in figure 1. That's 1. There are also 7 letters. 2, 3 circles in the drawing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so 12 sentences. So basically, whenever you see a capital letter and a full stop, that's a sentence. Okay, so total 12 sentences. Alright, now let's check the names. There are 7, so just basically normal names, right? Okay, so there are also 7 letters, 1 square, R means red, so 7, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I don't know if you're supposed to, you know, not count the same names twice, but with counting them, you know, twice, we have 13 names. Okay, or actually, you know what? I actually thought without, hold on, it's actually going to be 11 without the 2 7s here, because these are numbers. Okay, so now let's go to numbers. So we have 7, okay, 7, 1, so 1, 2, 3, and then we have anything else? I think that's about it. So we have 3 numbers and colors. Okay, so here we have, let's go to the color. So we have red. I'll not do red twice, okay? So just once. So red, black, yellow, blue, green, and orange. So that is 6. So we have 6 colors, okay? That was a really weird exercise. Anyway, so now moving on to exercise D. Read the text in the blue box. Okay, we just did that. Now mark each sentence true or false and correct the false sentences. Okay, so in order for us to do that, we are gonna have to zoom out for a second and just look at this real quick. So let us read this figure A, because this is what the text in the blue box was talking about. So look at the color ink cartridge of your printer. It has 3 colors. They are red, blue, and yellow. Red, blue, and yellow are the primary colors of ink. 2 primary colors make a secondary color. For example, red and yellow make orange. The other secondary colors are green and violet. We can make black with red, yellow, and blue. And see figure 1. And here we have the figure. So here we have green, orange, yellow. On the outside we have violet, blue, red, and I think this is brown, so brown connects them. Okay, so now let us go back. So here we have, there are 7 colors in figure 1. Let us check that. And that, my friends, is not true. We only have 6 colors: yellow, green, blue, violet, red, orange. Okay, and there's no color here. I don't think this is supposed to be countable, so we'll say this is false. Okay, there are also 7 letters. Okay, this is not true at all. Oops, let me go back. We only have 6 letters. Okay, so this is also false. There are 2 circles in the drawing. Still not true. We have 3 circles in the drawing. Okay, so just so we don't, you know, keep them coming, let's just do them one by one. So if I want to correct this, there are 7 colors in figure 1. I'd say no. There are 6 colors in figure 1. Just get rid of 7 and write 6 up top. There are also 7 letters. I'll just get rid of the 7 again and write 6. S-I-X. There are 2 circles in the drawing. I'll get rid of 2 and I'll add 3. Okay, so I'll T-H-R-E-E, so 3. Okay. There is 1 square. There are no triangles. Okay, 1 square. Still not true. So I'll probably say there are no squares. Okay. There are no triangles. Let's see if there are triangles. Nope, no triangles whatsoever. So there are no triangles. This one's true. R means red. B means black. Okay, so R means red is true. B does not mean black. So I'll say B means blue, because here is blue. Okay, so B means blue. The drawing is called a figure. Okay, that is true. It is called a figure. From the figure, we can learn about making colors with ink. Okay, look at the yep, that is true. We can, yep, that is what it's talking about. It's talking about how to make colors with ink. So for example, blue and yellow make green. Let us check that. Okay, so red and yellow make orange. the other secondary colors are green and violet. We can make black with red, yellow, and blue. Okay, so that is not true, so we cannot make green with blue and yellow. Okay, so red, we cannot make green with blue and yellow. Red and yellow make orange. Let us check. Red and yellow make orange. That is true, so that we'll leave this the same. And finally, blue and red make yellow. Blue and red make yellow. I don't know. I don't think that's how it works. No. So, nope. Red and yellow, or sorry, blue and red do not make yellow. Okay? So now let us move on. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, so exercise E. Cover the text. Look at figure 2 on page 59. Okay. Let us go to figure 59 here. And I'll actually just read it so we can, it'll be much better this way. So let me just read it and then we'll look at the figure. So the correct name for a color monitor is an RGB monitor. RGB means red, green, blue. Your monitor can make red light, green light, or blue light. Red, blue, and green are the primary colors of light. Two primary colors make a secondary color. For instance, red and green make yellow. The other secondary colors are magenta and cyan. White light has all the colors of the rainbow. Okay, so let us go back to the question here. So what is the text about? The text is about the monitor, a monitor that is RGB, and RGB means red, green, and blue. So basically what he wants to tell us is that these are the primary colors that a monitor uses, right? And with these three colors, a monitor is able to create secondary colors as seen and such, okay? So white light has all the colors of a rainbow. These are all the colors of a rainbow, okay? And with the primary colors, which were red, blue, and green, okay, you're able to make yellow and magenta and cyan, okay, or sky blue. Same thing, okay? Okay. Which of these sentences is in the text? Okay, so red, blue, and green are the primary colors of light. This one is in the text, so true. Red, blue, and yellow are the primary colors of ink. Okay, this is not for figure 2, because we're not talking about ink here, so, let us go back to number 1. For example, these are red, blue, and yellow. Red, blue, and yellow are the primary. Okay, red, blue, and yellow. So let's check now. Red, blue, and yellow are the primary colors of ink. Yes, that is true. But it is not in figure 2. Okay, I think I got it. So this is not in figure 2, so it is not true. Or not necessarily not true, just not in figure 2. Okay, red and green make yellow. Let us check. Red and green make yellow. Okay, so red and green can make yellow. Two primary colors make a secondary color. So red and green make yellow. That is true. That is true. Okay, so that means that one is written. It's correct. Red and green make orange. Okay, this was in the first one. Okay, red and yellow make orange. So okay, this is red and green, not red and yellow. No, it's not written, so it is not. Nope, we're not gonna tick it. Okay. White light has all the colors of a rainbow. This one is true. I don't even need to look at it. I memorized it. Okay, so white light has all the colors of a rainbow. And woof, that was a confusing question. Alright. So now, skills check 1, using figures. So basically, the goal with this exercise is to just, he wants to teach you how to be able to read graphs and how to be able to, how can you read pictures, okay? So looking at drawings, graphs, or pictures, you should be able to understand what it's trying to tell you, right? So when looking at a figure or a graph or pictures, think, what can I see in this figure, okay? What is this text about? So you don't necessarily always need a text, but it will be really helpful but since I'm not an expert with colors, I do need the text, right? Without the text, I probably wouldn't have figured this out, but with the text, now I can shift my focus to the information that I need, okay? So now let us move forward. Now F, read the text on page 59. We already did that 100 times. 1. Find 10 different color words. Okay, simple. This should be simple enough. So we have, oh, he wants 10, right? I'm sure he, okay, 10. Right, here we go. So we have red, blue, yellow, okay, orange, green, violet. That's 6 so far, okay, violet, and then we go for magenta and cyan. Alright, now that is what, 8, and does white light count? I'm not too sure. And then we have black. Right, so I think the final one is gonna be white light because, oh, just white because he wants words. I totally forgot about that. So white works just fine. So 10 color words. Moving on. Read the heading and the 2 next lines. What is the text about? So read the heading and the next 2 lines. Okay, so what text is he talking about exactly? So we have 2 here. So let's for example, read the heading. Making, oh, he wants a text here. So making colors with ink and light. Do you have a color printer or a color monitor? Printers and monitors can make all the colors of the rainbow. How can they do this? Oh, and then he proceeds to. So basically the heading is talking about, the making of colors using ink and light, obviously with printers and monitors. And in the next 2 lines, he's kind of going further to explain, or just to show you or try and get your attention with questions such as, do you have a color printer or a color monitor? Who doesn't? Printers and monitors can make all the colors of the rainbow. How can they do this? So basically, he's asking questions to grab your attention so that you can read the articles. Alright? Now let us move forward. Look again at the 2 figures. What is paragraph A about? What about paragraph B? Okay, so now looking back at the figures here, we have this and we have this. And what does he want again? What is paragraph A about? What about paragraph B? Okay, so paragraph A is about the use of colors with ink cartridges, right? So for your printer, he's kind of giving you more and more information and going in depth about how your printer uses the 3 colors, the primary colors, like we said, the red, blue, and yellow, right? And how 2 primary colors make a secondary color, right? And then he goes on with the examples and such. And with the second paragraph here, it's also the same thing, but this time how it's used with light for a monitor instead of an ink cartridge, for example. Okay? And the same thing, then the examples. That was straightforward. Now, here we have skills check 2, finding and using examples. There are often examples in a text. Examples help you understand the text. So we've done this a lot, and you guys have done this without even thinking. When you try to explain something for someone, but it looks confusing to you, even as someone that's, trying to explain it, so you refer to examples. Some people are like, okay, for example, when someone says for example and proceeds to start that example, this is usually, this is how it helps. So we usually say, for example, for instance, right? Just so you get the idea. So, if you're explaining something to someone, let's say a classmate or a friend, right? And they don't seem to be understanding what you're saying, or they don't seem to just understand, you can always say, for example, and then make a brief example, or you could say, for instance. So let's say, for instance, I stop talking right now, and you guys just look at the book. Okay? This is just a normal example, by the way. I'm not telling you to do that. Right? So this reading was simple enough. Now let's move on to writing and grammar. I'll see you. Alright everybody, welcome to Lesson 5, Writing and Grammar, and also the final lesson of Unit 4. And here we have a simple picture with nouns, adjectives, and color adjectives. Okay, just don't think about these numbers. But we're going to have some exercises, but before we do that, you know, I'll go back to this crossword, but first let us look at exercise B here. So we have, look at the words in the box, okay, and what do they all have in common? So let me read them for you guys. And try to guess what do all these words have in common. Okay, here we go. Green, leave, mean, read, see, speak, tree, week. So what do they all have in common? That's correct. Yeah, all of them have that E sound, right? So we use double E or EA, it sounds the same. So green, mean, read, see, you get the idea, okay? So now he wants us to put the words into two groups. So I'm guessing with the two groups he wants, you know, a group where the words are only words with double E, and the other group is the group with for the words with the EA letters, okay? So let us do it now. Oops, I think I already did it, so let's reset that real quick. And actually, before we start, let's go to this skills check here. So we often spell that E sound with EE or EA. So we have examples as tree, green, speak, and leave. All right, and we often have that spell that I sound, or not I, A sound at the end. So for example, 80, university. We just spell it with a Y at the end, okay? Pronouns have one E, okay? So still the same sound, but you know, different letters. So not different letter, just one less letter. So for example, tree rhymes with she, but she only has one letter, tree has two, okay? And just side note, the verb be has one E, all right? So now let's go to the words here. So we have green, we'll add week because it has double E. We'll add see, and we'll add tree. And for group 2, we'll have read, speak, mean, and leave, because all of these have EA, alright? Now let us check our answers. Okay, here we go. All of them are correct. Let us move on. Okay? So look at the picture again and complete these sentences, okay? I think this one will also, so let's reset that quickly. Okay, so look at the picture again and complete these sentences. Okay, so based on this picture here, we should be able to complete these sentences. Alright, so it is 2 in the dash. Okay, so we know it's morning, or not morning, you know, the sun is out. And whenever it's 2 in the morning, it's usually nighttime for all people around the world. So it will be 2 in the afternoon. Okay? So now let us go here and check the sky. The sun is hot and the sky is blue because, yeah, sky is blue. Sky is blue. Okay? There are dash in the sky. I would probably, yeah, the clouds. There are clouds in the sky. So clouds in the sky. They are, I'm guessing he wants the colors, so I'd say this is black, right? So they are, let's write black. Okay? And there are dash mountains. There are, so we have brown mountains, this is ice, and these are, you know, sort of gray mountains here. Let's just write gray, okay? So, gray mountains. There is white on the mountains, obviously snow. You guys know, snow is always on the top of a mountain, so white snow on the mountains. I can see orange, and quickly, you know that sand is orange here, so orange sand. Okay, I can also see 4 dash. Okay, so we can see 4 trees, so 4 green trees because trees are green, right? And then we have, there are dash flowers on the trees. So we have these flowers, they're obviously red, so there are red, oh, oops, I did not mean to do, okay, here we go. There are red flowers, and there is finally green dash around the trees. So we have around the trees is grass, so we have green grass around the trees. Okay, now let us check that, and boom, we got all of it correct. Nice. Let us move on. So write 3 sentences about your classroom. This is one that's really simple. I suggest you just pause the video and actually just on the top of your head, just look around your classroom, and just whatever you see fitting, just make a sentence about it. So for example, I could say, you know, this is just speaking with an example. You don't have to use my exact same sentences. So I could say, I have, you know, 13 desks or 13 chairs in my classroom, right? They are all, let's say, brown. Okay, so they are all brown. And the board is white. Okay, so these are just examples for sentences that you can use for your classroom. Just look around. Okay, so let us now move on to the next page here. Alright, so let it load. So exercise E, look at table 1. Write a noun from the box in each space. So here we have 3 nouns, and he wants us to use it with there is, there are, and I'll get more specific with there is and there are in a couple minutes. So there is dash on the tree, and there is dash around the house, and finally we have there are dash in the sky. So we have there are, we use it obviously for plural, verb to be are with plural, and it is with singular. So I know that there is dash on the tree. You know, what seems to be fitting? So I can't say clouds on the tree, and I can't say clouds with an is, right? And I can't say sand on the tree. Okay, it just doesn't seem right, so obviously it's gonna be a bird. Actually, let me solve it here with you guys. Okay, so there is, I could say a bird, or not could, this is actually the only true answer. And the second one is sand. So there is sand around the house. This seems fitting. And finally, there are dash in the sky. There are clouds in the sky. Okay? So now let's move on. So here he wants to know, write 3 sentences about the items in the pictures. So we have, look at this first picture here. So we have plants around the house, and we have grass around the house, or not around, just basically in front of the house. So I could say, as the first sentence, I could say, you know, there is, or not glass, grass in front of the house. Okay, or actually, oops, I did not, my bad. Okay, and don't forget the full stop, guys. Okay, and oops, come on, why is it not moving? This is interesting. So alright, so it doesn't, for some reason it doesn't want to move. See, it just goes down. So alright, let me just write one more. Okay, so, or 2 more, sorry. So here we have a bird. So I could say, you know, there is a bird in the sky. Okay, so there is a bird in the sky, right? And for the final sentence, I could say, there is, or no, I could say there is an ant, you know, in my room. Okay, so these are just basic 3 sentences. I want to check my answers though. So these are correct. That's important for me. So yeah, a bird, sand, and clouds. Okay, that was simple enough. Let us move on. Exercise F. Look at table 2. Then read the sentences below. What is wrong with each sentence? Okay, so I think, oh yeah, we definitely have mistakes here. Okay, so I can to speak English. He cans come in the afternoon. She can does the exercise. They don't can close the door. Okay, so you can clearly see that there's a problem here. And I'll actually get right into it now with the can and can. Actually, let me go here, show you guys a little bit. Okay, so here we have, let me just close this real quick. And here we have the classical inventory. And basically can and can are can be used as a question, or it can be used as expressing your ability or inability to do something, right? So for example, let's just answer these questions about yourself quickly. So can you ride a bicycle? Or basically a yes or no question. No, I cannot. Or yes, I can. Can you swim? Yes, I can. Can you dance? No, I can't. Can you climb a tree? No, I can't. Can you play basketball? Yes, I can. Okay? Just simple. Now, before we do that, I'd actually... Yeah, just so you know, can and cannot, or can't, come with all subject forms. So you can replace, or not replace, use can and can't with I, he, she, it, you, we, and they. Alright? So, like I said, expressing the ability or the lack thereof. So, for example, to express the ability to do something, we use can. So, for example, I can speak English, or I can cook, I can, speak Spanish, I can drive a boat, I can drive a car. But it can also be used to express the inability to do something. So, for example, I cannot or can't. So, I cannot ride a horse, I cannot speak Spanish, I cannot speak French. She cannot or can't cook. I can drive. Okay, you get the idea. So now let us actually go back and do these exercises here. So we have complete the questions with can and a verb from the box, then match the questions and answers. Okay, so we have these questions here and we have these answers, but first we gotta complete the questions. So obviously the first word is gonna be can because it's a question. So, can you, and speak, because speaking is, speaking a language. So, can you speak any other languages, as a question mark? Can you play the guitar? Play the guitar means use the guitar, so can you play the guitar? Can you ride a motorbike? Okay. Can you use a computer? Okay. Can you cook Italian food? Can you drive a car? Okay, so now that we've got all of them, now let us, just, I guess, put the questions and answers together. So, yes, I can French, yes, I can French and Spanish. So, obviously, number 2 will be A. So, can you speak any other languages? It will be yes, I can French and Spanish. B, we have yes, I can, but I can't program one. So program one he's probably talking about a computer. So can you use a computer? Yes, I can, but I can't program one. Okay? No, I can't. I think they're dangerous. Obviously, everybody knows this is about a motorbike. These things are dangerous, man. So no, I can't. I think they're dangerous. Number D, or letter D. No, I can't, but I love eating it. Italian food, obviously. So can you cook Italian food? No, I can't, but I love eating it. E. No, I can't, but I can play the piano. Obviously, he's talking about the guitar because musical instruments. So, can you play the guitar? No, I can't, but I can play the piano. F. Yes, I can. I like playing batch. So, I'm guessing... I'm not too sure, actually, which one is this. So, yes, I can. I like playing batch. He's talking about... Oh, yeah, he's talking about the piano. So, number 1. So, can you play the piano? Yes, I can. I like playing batch. Yes, I can. I have a Fiat Uno. Okay, this is just weird, honestly. Oh, or Fiat... Oh, this is a car. So, because it's the last one. So, can you drive a car? Yes, I can. I have a... I don't know. I have never heard of something called a Fiat Uno before, but... whatever. Let us move on. Okay, so using can as an affirmative sentence, so I can drive a car. She can ride, a horse or a camel or a bike. He can speak French. They can use the computer. Okay, you get the idea. It's usable with all subjects. So she, or this is negative now, so the exact same thing, but you'll add can or can't or cannot. Okay, so she cannot ride a bike. I cannot speak Russian. They cannot play the verb and complement chess. He cannot carry the suitcase. Right? And finally we can use can with yes or no questions. So we start with can. So can Ali speak Japanese? Question mark. Can Mona cook, let's say for example, Mexican food? Can you swim, every day? Just a question. Can they play soccer? Question mark. So just a simple yes and or no question, right? And here's an information question. So now it's not exactly a yes or no question, but rather something that needs a longer answer. Okay, so usually starts with the question words. So what, where, when, how. What can he do to improve? Where can I find him? When can you come near, or not near? When can you come to us, I guess? How can they use the computer? Okay, you get the idea. Just basically asking a question that requires more of a longer answer and does not start with can. Alright? So now let us go back to our book here. That seems simple enough, right? So let us take the examples. I, you, he, can, see, open, do, a tree, the door, exercise. Okay, so I could say he can do the exercise. He can do the exercise. You can open the door. I can see a tree. Okay, these are all, just sentences that use can and can't, like we just said. So now let's look. So I don't use to with can, right? And I don't use s with can. So I can get rid of that to speak English. So I should say I can speak English. Just put a mark on that to get rid of it. He cans come in the afternoon. So get rid of that s. We never use s with cans unless we're talking about soda, but I'm just kidding, by the way. So he can come in the afternoon. Okay? She can does the exercise. I don't say does, I say do. So she can do the exercise. Okay? They can close the door. We don't need a don't here. So they, or I could, if this is a negative, I could say cannot close the door, not don't. So I get rid of don't. I either add can apostrophe t, or I just add a whole other word. So not. I cannot close the door, or they can't close the door. Alright? Now let us go to exercise G. Look at the table for 30 seconds. Cover the table, number the boxes in order. What is missing? Okay, write 4 good questions from the words in the table. Okay, so table 3, this one, we have why, when, what, where. Okay, so the question words. And we have does. We have, here's the color, the lesson, he, it. And then change, start, do, live, and question mark. So basically he wants us to make 4 questions out of it. And here we have it actually. So we could start with does, or not does. What am I? we don't start with does. I'm sorry. So we start with why. So this will be the first column that we want to use. So 1. Okay. Number 2 will be does. Okay. Number 3 will be the color, the lesson, he or it. And finally number 4 will be change, start, do, and live. Now let us make some some questions. So why, or not why, I could say when does the lesson start? That's 1. Okay. Why does the color change? 2. Where does he live? Okay. What does it do? You see? 4 questions. That was easy. Simple enough, right? Now let's move on. So here we have the sand. Oh, these are just patterns with adjectives. So the grass is green, the sand is yellow or orange, depending on, you know, what you see. The flowers are beautiful, the bears are big. Okay? Now let's actually move on to the next page here. And now he's at, oops, let it load. Give it a second. Here we go. So do you need a or an with any of these words? And actually, I wanted to talk about this in more detail, so let me go here. And we have, so basically there are words that are countable and there are words that are not countable, right? And we'll go over them right now. So we use uncountable for things that are not countable, and we use many, right? Many and much. So many is with countable and much is with uncountable words. But you'll get the idea once I start going forward, okay? So let's just go over we have some words here, and let's put each one into the uncountable and countable section. So we have bread, uncountable. Lemon will be countable. Water, obviously uncountable. Woman will be countable. Cheese, uncountable. Sugar, uncountable. Meat, uncountable. Coke, uncountable. Coffee, uncountable. Room, countable. Bottle, countable, obviously it's written. Boy, countable. Money, uncountable. And by the way, guys, when I talk about money, I'm not talking about a specific currency. I'm just talking about the word money. I never say 5 money. Let's say, for example, if I want to say I have $5, I say I have $5 as in currency and not money. I never say I have 5 money, I have 10 money, I have 50 money, okay? So the word money itself is uncountable. A currency is a whole different story, okay? But for now, money is not countable. So I say how much money, right? So money is uncountable. Table is countable. Dog is countable. Glass is countable, and glass over here, the same thing. I'm talking about glass as in a glass of water, for example. So there are 2 glasses of water on the table, okay? So in this case, it's countable, okay? Girl, countable. Tea, uncountable. Car, countable. And finally, milk is uncountable, just like water, okay? So now let us go back to this exercise here and put the following words into the correct groups. So we have some, a banana, and you guys remember we use an when it's a vowel, right? But if it's one word, okay? A if it's a consonant, and some if it's just not countable and in plural, okay? So apple, an apple. Banana, a banana. Bread, some bread, okay? Because bread is simply not countable. Cheese, some cheese. Chocolate, some chocolate. Crisps, some crisps. Egg, an egg. Eggs, some eggs, because why? It's plural, okay? Flour, some flour. Milk, some milk. Orange, an orange. Orange juice, some orange juice. Oranges, some oranges. Paper. Paper is actually not countable, by the way, guys, so I will say some paper, okay? Potatoes, some potatoes. Rice, some rice. Sandwich, a sandwich. Soup, some soup. Sweets, some sweets. Toothpaste, some toothpaste, because toothpaste is not countable, right? If I want to talk about a toothpaste that's countable, I could say a tube of toothpaste, but since he just gave me the word toothpaste, I'll say some. So some toothpaste. And finally, some water, okay? Now let's go to the final exercise here of how much and how many, and this is what I was just talking about. We use how many with countables and how much with non-countables or uncountables. So how many trees can you see? How much money have you got? Okay? How many eggs are there in the fridge? How many biscuits have you got? How much milk do you want? How much bread do you want? How many boys are in your class? How many glasses are on the table, okay? You guys remember that? How much butter is there on the plate? How many books have you got? How many dolls have the children got? How many balls have you got? How many sandwiches do you want? How many flowers are in the vase or vase? They're both correct. How much juice is there in the bottle? How many pens are there in your bag? how much tea is there in the bag, how many hats have you got, how much water is there in the bottle, and finally how much meat, because meat is not countable. So how much meat is there in the fridge, okay? I hope this made things a little bit better to understand. Right, you guys, so exercise A, do you need a or an with any of these words? And like we said in the skills check here, we use singular nouns with a, we use a or an. So for example, a tree, a cloud, a mountain. Some singular nouns often need some. So for example, some sand, some snow. And plural nouns, they often need some. So some trees, some clouds, some flowers, okay? So here, he wants us to use a or an, so he didn't mention some. So any of the words that don't use a or an, we're just gonna leave blank, okay? So number 1, a cloud. Number 2, a tree, obviously. 3, I can't say a grass or an grass, so this will be left blank. Mountains will be left blank as well. Brown tree, obviously a brown tree, so a. Orange sand will be left. Sand will be left. Snow will be left. 3 clouds will be left because we can't use a or an with any of these. And finally, orange flower, we'll use an. So an orange flowers. Or flowers, sorry, not flowers, right? So now let's go to exercise C here. Can you improve these sentences? They're very grammatically correct, or not very, they're grammatically correct, but not very English. And actually here he wants us to use there is and there are, and this is the part where I wanted to talk about in detail as well. So here we go. It's called existential there, and I'll give you a brief explanation of what it does. So let's close this. And here we have there is and there are, right? So when we use there is, we use it for count nouns. You guys know what count nouns are now, and non-count as well. But they're both for singular, so we use count noun and singular, and non-count and singular, okay? But we use there are with count noun and plural. So we don't use there is, or there are, sorry, with non-count nouns, okay? Let us go for a, quick exercise here. So 1 dash some bottles of Coke on the table. Obviously, this is countable and plural, so there are some bottles of Coke on the table. If you remember, let's go back. We use there are with count nouns only, so non-count ones, and plural. So it has to be plural as well, okay? So let us go. There are some bottles of Coke on the table. Number 2, dash some milk in the fridge. There is some milk in the fridge, because milk is not countable, so it's considered sorry, we have to go back. Count noun and non-count, so it's non-count and it's singular, okay? I don't know why I froze there for a second. Anyway, there is some milk in the fridge. 3 dash a man at the door. There is a man at the door, singular. Singular and countable, so there is a man at the door. 4 dash zebras in the zoo. There are zebras in the zoo, okay? Because plural and countable. A box on the table. 5 dash a box on the table. There is a box on the table, plural, sorry, singular, so there is a box on the table, okay? Now let's go back to our book here. There is that we have adjectives, we have verbs, there, nouns, okay, and and some. So there is, a brown tree. There are some black clouds. There are some, there is some orange sand. I can use are with sand. So there is some orange sand. Okay, there are black clouds. Okay? Can you improve these sentences? They are grammatically correct, but not very English. So, a tree is in the picture. So I could say, instead of a tree is in the picture, I could say, there is a tree in the picture. Okay? See, it sounds a lot more English now. Instead of saying a tree is in the picture, I could say, there is a tree in the picture. Some sand is in the picture. I could say, there is some sand in the picture. Some clouds are in the sky. I could just say, there are clouds in the sky. Okay? Number 4, some snow is on the mountains. There is snow on the mountains. Red flowers are on the trees. This is, by the way, referring to the picture that we saw a couple pages ago. So, number 5, red flowers are on the trees. There are red flowers on the trees. We get rid of that R, by the way. So, blackbirds are in the sky. There are blackbirds in the sky. Okay? Now, we already read skills check 2. Now, let's look at the boxes here. Number the boxes in order and copy the words to make sentences. Okay, so we have there, a black mountain is. So I'll start with there. So let me actually just solve it with you guys here. Give it a second. Okay, so there it is. So we have there, I'll use is. There is, okay. Or not, I was supposed to be here, bro. So there is a black mountain. Animals white are there. So there goes in the beginning. Oops. There are white animals. Okay, let us check our answers. And boom, guys. That was simple enough. So there's a black mountain. There are white animals. Okay? Now look at the photographs on the right. Here we have 2 photographs. What are these? Are these sheep or goats? I'm not too sure. And here obviously we have zebras. Choose one of the photographs. Write 3 sentences. Okay, so this is just the end here. So let us do this and then move on to the next unit. So 3 sentences. How many zebras do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 zebras in the picture. That's 1 sentence. Okay? And how many of them are eating? Or I could just, you know what? I could just say there is a mountain in the picture. See? There is snow on the mountain. See how simple that was? So 3 sentences. Easy peasy. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Right, you guys. So now moving on to exercise G. Read the sentences and circle the correct word or phrase in each case. So let me just open it. Oops, and it's already done. So let us do it again. Okay, so 1, what color is it or it is? So I want to ask a question. So what color is it? Sorry, okay. 2, I can see a small cloud. I don't need to add that too. It's unnecessary. So I can see a small cloud. He can do it or cans do it. And like I told you guys, unless we're talking about soda, we don't use S for cans. I'm just kidding. This is a joke, by the way. So he can do the exercise. 4, there is a gray mountain. If this wasn't plural, I'd get rid of the A here. This is just wrong, by the way. So we'd have to get rid of the A. There are gray mountains. Okay, but since this is in singular, we'll add is A. So there is a gray mountain. There is some sand. Obviously, the word sand is singular. It is orange. This one's simple enough. There is orange is not correct, right? 7, there are 10 trees. Yeah, you see what I'm talking about. This is now in plural, and he uses R and not R-A. So there are 10 trees. They are tall, as in talking about, you know, something that is tall. The grass is green because the grass is singular. Or not, yeah, the word grass is singular, okay? So the grass is green. Why does the color change? Okay, so why does the color change? If it was plural, I'd say why do the colors change? Okay, but it's singular, so why does the color change? 11, where does she work? No need to add that extra S. 12, what does what do this word mean? What does this word mean? Obviously, because it's singular. Now let's check the answers again. Here you go, guys. Now, let us move on to the final exercise of this unit. Here we have a simple reading comprehension. Read about chimpanzees and just read and write about gorillas in the same way. Okay, so let's read about chimpanzees. I'll read it for you guys, and then we'll just basically Let's reset this. And for some reason this is not working. Whenever I wanna, it's okay. We'll just do it orally. So let me start with the reading. Here we go. Chimpanzees are from Tanzania and Uganda. They live in trees. They can live for 50 years. They have long black hair. They are about 1 to 1.5 meters tall. They are not very heavy. They eat fruit, leaves, and grass. They live in groups of 15 to 20. They can stand. They can climb trees. They can't swim. They can't talk. Today, there are only about 150,000 chimpanzees in the world. Okay, now let's go to the questions here. So country, we know that chimpanzees come from Tanzania and Uganda. Okay, and guys remember, capital letters because it's a name. Okay, name of a place. Live, they live. I think he said they live on trees. So they live in trees. Okay, interested. So live in trees. Age 50 years old. So 50 years. Hair, black hair. That's what the comprehension said. So they were about one. Oh, sorry. Where is the? Oh, they have long black hair. So hair is black hair. Body is 1 m to 1.5 meters. Alright, so we'll just add the word tall here. So here you go, guys. 1 meter to 1.5 meters tall. Okay, and when in terms of weight, they are not very heavy because the comprehension did not give us a specific number, so we'll just write the answer from here. So not very heavy. Food, it was fruit, leaves. It was just like gorillas, by the way, if you're wondering how I know this. So leaves and grass. Actually, let me leave a space here. Forgot to do that. Groups is 15 to 20 chimpanzees per group. Stand, they can stand, but it's not working, so just put a tick here on stand. Climb, they cannot climb, or actually no, hold on, they can stand, they can climb trees. Okay, so sorry, so they can climb, they cannot swim. So stand, they can climb, these two are correct. They cannot swim and they cannot talk. And how many? Okay, so we have 150,000. So 150,000. Okay, so basically it's all the exact same. All of them are correct, but since this one's glitched, we're not going to be able to write it. So just know it's the same as gorillas. So they can stand, they can climb, but they cannot swim and they cannot talk. This was it, guys. Thanks for sticking with me throughout Unit 4, and I'll see you guys in the next unit. Peace out.